Hello everybody, Dr. Vinay from Northwestern here today. It's a very special day for us because we have Jamie, who is a friend of our practice and has allowed us to compare standard FUE to micro FUE during his procedure. That's right, we're actually going to take both technologies out and we're going to take 4 hairs using micro and 4 hairs using standard, and you're going to get to see the difference in how these hairs come out. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to meet you guys at the procedure room and we'll talk about it throughout the case. Okay, so here we are in the procedure room. We're going to take a quick look at our devices and compare them. Remember, the standard FUE device is a rotary device, has a sharp cylindrical blade, and it's going to cut right down the hair shaft to get to the follicle. The micro device is different. It has a smooth notch blade, which means that it's going to start with rotational mode where that notch is going to cut through the skin, and then it's going to switch into the vibration suction mode where it's going to suck the hair up and vibrate down the shaft to make sure that it doesn't injure the hair shaft, the glands, or the follicle as it's taking them out. So let's go ahead and see these things in action on Jamie. Okay, so here we are doing the procedure. This is the standard FUE. You can see it's going to rotate around the hair and it's going to core that hair out. Now, we're going to do this 4 times, so it's just rotating and coring. And you can see there's a great amount of tissue around these hairs, and that's a perfect cut. Now we're going to move to the second part of FUE and it's using the tweezers to pull these grafts out. Now this is the part where it gets a little traumatic. You can say we're pulling on this hair, you can see the skin coming, and then we just saw a pop. We're going to try to go back and get this hair again, and we're pulling, and as it comes out, you're going to notice that this hair is almost completely stripped of the tissue around it, including the oil glands and the follicle. It is not usable. We're going to try to get the second hair out. Again, we're using a little pulling motion with the tweezer. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. And it looks like this graft is coming out almost perfectly with 2 follicles associated with it. So let's see what happens on our 3rd and 4th grafts. Again, we're pulling the hairs out with a tweezer, and there we go. We've got some great grafts. So let's see if we can get more good graft. All right, this one's looking good. This is coming out. We're pulling. It looks like it needs a little bit more attention. It just tore, and we're trying to get that graft out, and we just can't. We see micro FUE, you're going to see a quick rotation and vibration, but the suction is actually going to pull his hair out, and there we go. We see a nice follicle with great tissue around it. Very easy, almost like smooth like butter. We're doing it again, vibration, suction, and we're going to see these grafts come out perfectly. That's 2 out of 2. Let's go for 2 more. Again, rotation, vibration, suction, and we're going to see another follicle easily delivered, no trauma, using the tweezers. And the last one, for good measure, can we get all 4? And we're seeing the grafts come out, and of course, yep, you see 2 follicles, 4 out of 4 for micro FUE versus 2 out of 4 for the standard FUE. Okay, so I know we're not all scientists using the C tissue, so we're going to do a quick illustration of what we saw. The first step as FUE was to use a cylindrical blade to core down through the hair. The second step was to use a tweezer, and we saw this is where the injury really occurred. Now in micro, it's a totally different thing. We had a smooth notch blade rotating, vibrating, and sucking the hair out at the same time, causing no trauma to the glands or to the follicles in most instances. All right, so what does this all look like? You know, Jamie's just in his procedure. He's not healed up yet. We can't see his hairs, but we want to put up 2 pictures so you can see. On the left side of the screen, you have your FUE hairs. You can see that there's small little nicks and curls in them that can cause them to be essentially misdirected. Versus the right side, we see micro FUE hairs. They look nice and smooth and straight, giving us a more natural result. Now, for transparency's sake, this is not always the case. Sometimes your body can actually heal in a way that a scar pinches a graft. And in that case, it's not going to matter whether you had FUE or micro FUE, you still may get a kink. But obviously you can see all the human and technology factors we removed with the micro technique. So there we have it. Let's check out Jamie after his procedure and see how he's doing. So there we have it. Thank you very much for watching. Jamie, thank you very much for being one of our great clients, letting us tape for our future customers. If you guys have any questions, please visit us in the office or give us a call.